The first light and the cold hearth. The light is not here yet. The room is dark. The air is heavy. The air is cold. It is the cold of the earth. It is the cold of the stone. It is the cold of the winter morning. Inside the cottage, the silence is thick. It is a silence that has lasted all night. It is a silence that feels like a weight. The walls are made of timber. The walls are made of mud. The walls are made of straw. The mud is dry. The mud is cracked. Outside, the wind moves against the thatch. The thatch is thick. The thatch is old. The wind does not get inside, but the cold gets inside. The cold does not need a door. The cold comes through the floor. The cold comes through the cracks. The cold is always there. On the floor there is straw. The straw is yellow. The straw is flattened. The straw has been stepped on many times. Under the straw there is dirt. The dirt is packed hard. The dirt is the color of old bark. The dirt is cold to the touch. In the center of the room there is a hearth. The hearth is a circle of stones. The stones are gray. The stones are soot-stained. Inside the hearth there are ashes. The ashes are white. The ashes are soft. The ashes are the memory of yesterday's fire. Yesterday's fire is gone. The heat is gone. The light is gone. Only the ash remains. Only the cold remains. A man lies on a pallet of straw. The pallet is near the hearth. The man is covered in wool. The wool is brown. The wool is heavy. The wool is rough against his skin. He does not move. He is listening to the dark. He is listening to the silence. His body is tired. His muscles are stiff. His joints are slow. He has worked for many years. He has walked many miles in the mud. He has lifted many stones. He has cut many logs. His body remembers the work. His body feels the weight of the morning. The morning is a burden. The morning is the same as the morning before. The morning is the same as the morning that will come. He opens his eyes. He can see nothing. The dark is absolute. He reaches out his hand. He touches the edge of the hearth. The stone is freezing. He pulls his hand back under the wool. He feels the warmth of his own body. The warmth is a small thing. The warmth is a fragile thing. The wool holds the warmth. The wool is his only protection. The wool is his shield. The wool is his world. He breathes in. The air is sharp in his nose. He breathes out. He can feel the mist of his breath. The mist is warm for a second. The mist becomes cold. Everything becomes cold. The cold is the master of the house. The animals are in the corner. There is a cow. The cow is large. The cow is brown. The cow is breathing slowly. He can hear the cow move. He can hear the hay rustle. He can hear the cow's heart. The cow provides heat. The cow is a living stove. In the other corner there are sheep. The sheep are huddled together. The sheep are a mass of white wool. The sheep are silent. The smell of the animals is everywhere. It is a heavy smell. It is a sweet smell. It is the smell of manure. It is the smell of hay. It is the smell of survival. The man does not mind the smell. The smell means the animals are alive. The smell means there is life in the cottage. The smell is familiar. The smell is comforting. The smell is boring. He begins to move. He moves slowly. He does not want to leave the wool. He sits up on the straw. The straw crunches. The straw sighs. He puts his feet on the dirt. The dirt is like ice. The cold goes up his legs. The cold goes to his heart. He stands up. He is a tall man. He is a strong man, but he is a tired man. He reaches for his tunic. The tunic is on a wooden peg. The tunic is made of linen. The tunic is gray. The linen is stiff. He pulls the tunic over his head. The linen is cold. It touches his chest. It touches his back. He shivers. The shiver is a small movement. The shiver is a routine. Next he takes his hosen. The hosen are wool. The hosen are thick. He pulls them up his legs. He ties them at the waist. He ties them with a leather cord. The cord is old. The cord is smooth. His hands are clumsy in the dark. His fingers are numb. He looks toward the door. There is a tiny sliver of gray. The light is starting to wake up. The light is weak. The light is pale. The light is the color of a stone in a river. He walks to the hearth. He kneels on the dirt. He reaches into the white ash. He is looking for the ember. The ember is a secret. The ember is a spark of life. He finds a small glow. The ember is red. The ember is tiny. He blows on the ember. Softly, softly. He blows again. The ember grows bright. The ember becomes orange. He adds a piece of straw. The straw catches. The light is yellow. He adds a small twig. The twig is dry. The twig crackles. The twig burns. He adds a larger stick. He watches the flame. The flame is small. The flame is flickering. The flame is a quiet thing. The flame does not roar. The flame does not heat the room yet. The flame only shows the room. He sees the walls. He sees the animals. He sees the wooden table. The table is empty. He goes to the corner. He picks up a wooden bucket. The bucket is heavy. The bucket is bound with iron. He goes to the door. He pulls the wooden bar. The bar slides. The bar thuds. He opens the door. The wind hits him. The wind is sharp. The wind is like a knife of ice. The world outside is white. The world outside is frozen. The world outside is silent. The trees are bare. The trees are black. The sky is a heavy gray. The sky is full of clouds. There is no sun. There is only the gray. He walks across the yard. The ground is hard. The ground is uneven. The leather is thin. The boots are old. He feels every stone. He feels every frozen clod of dirt. He goes to the well. The well is made of stone. The well is deep. The rope is frozen. The rope is stiff. The rope is rough. He grabs the rope. He pulls. The pulley squeaks. The sound is loud. The sound is sharp. The sound moves across the fields. He lowers the bucket. He hears the splash. He begins to pull the rope up, hand over hand. The muscles in his arms work. The muscles in his back work. The bucket is heavy. The water is heavy. His hands are wet now. The water is freezing. The water turns his skin red. He brings the bucket to the top. He sets it on the edge. The water is clear. The water is dark. He carries the bucket back to the cottage. He walks slowly. He does not want to spill the water. The water is precious. The water is the start of the work. The sun is a pale ghost behind the clouds. The light does not warm the earth. The man stands in the field. The field is wide. The field is brown. The field is hard as stone. He holds a wooden tool. The tool is a spade. The edge of the spade is iron. He pushes the spade into the ground. The ground does not open. The ground resists him. He pushes with his foot. The leather of his boot is thin. He feels the bite of the iron. He pushes again. The earth cracks. A small piece of dirt turns over. The dirt is dark. The dirt is wet. He moves one step. He pushes the spade again. He pushes with his foot. The earth cracks. The dirt turns over. This is the work. It is slow work. It is heavy work. It is the work of the winter. The field must be ready for the spring. His breath comes in clouds. The clouds disappear in the wind. The wind comes from the north. The wind carries the smell of snow. The man does not look up. He looks at the dirt. He looks at the next step. He has many steps to take. He has many rows to finish. His hands are inside wool mittens. The mittens are damp. The mittens are cold. His fingers ache. His wrists ache. He ignores the ache. The ache is an old friend. The ache is part of the labor. The labor is part of the life. The life is the field. In the distance he sees other men. They are small shapes in the gray light. They are moving slowly. They are pushing spades. They are carrying stones. They are bending their backs. No one speaks. The air is too cold for words. The work is too hard for talk. Silence is the language of the field. He finds a stone in the dirt. The stone is large. The stone is gray. He drops the spade. He reaches down with his hands. He grips the stone. The stone is slippery. The stone is heavy. He pulls. His back tightens. His legs strain. The stone comes out of the earth. It leaves a hole. He carries the stone to the edge of the field. He drops it on a pile. The pile is high. The pile is the work of many days. The pile is the work of many men. He returns to his row. He picks up his spade. He pushes the spade. He turns the dirt. He moves one step. He pushes the spade. He turns the dirt. The rhythm is steady. The rhythm is dull. The rhythm is comforting. He does not think of the future. He does not think of the past. He thinks of the row. At midday he stops. He does not go home. Home is too far. The light is too short. He sits on a fallen log. The log is covered in frost. He takes a piece of bread from his pouch. The bread is dark. The bread is hard. He chews slowly. The bread tastes of rye. The bread tastes of salt. He drinks water from a leather skin. The water is very cold. It makes his teeth ache. He finishes the bread. He brushes the crumbs from his tunic. He stands up. His muscles have become stiff. He stretches his arms. He returns to the spade. The sun has moved a little. The shadows are longer. The shadows are blue on the frost. He pushes the spade. He turns the dirt. He moves one step. The world is very quiet. The only sound is the spade. The only sound is the wind. He thinks about the grain. He thinks about the seeds. The seeds are sleeping in the barn. The seeds are waiting for the sun. The seeds are waiting for the rain. He is preparing the bed for the seeds. He is the servant of the grain. He is the servant of the earth. The earth is a harsh master. The earth is a silent master. The sky begins to turn darker. The gray becomes a deep purple. The wind grows stronger. It whistles through the bare trees. It pulls at his cloak. He finishes the row. He looks back. The earth is turned. The earth is open. The work of the day is done. He cleans the iron of his spade. He uses a handful of dry grass. He wipes the mud away. He must care for the tool. The tool is his life. He shoulders the spade. He begins the walk back. His boots are heavy with mud. His legs are heavy with fatigue. The village is ahead. He sees the smoke from the hearths. The smoke is thin. The smoke is blue. It rises straight into the cold air. He smells the burning wood. He smells the cooking pottage. His stomach is empty. His body is cold. The evening hearth and the simple meal. He enters the cottage. The air is warmer. The fire is burning in the hearth. The light is yellow and flickering. His wife is there. She is standing by the pot. The pot is ironed. The pot hangs from a hook. Inside the pot, the pottage is bubbling. He sets the spade by the door. He removes his cloak. The cloak is damp. He hangs it on a wooden peg. He sits on a bench. The bench is made of oak. The bench is smooth from use. He leans his head against the wall. He closes his eyes. The warmth of the fire touches his face. The fire is a small sun. It consumes the wood. It makes a soft clicking sound. The wood pops. A spark flies up. The spark disappears in the dark. He listens to the pottage. It makes a thick sound. It is a slow sound. It is a heavy sound. His wife brings him a bowl. The bowl is made of wood. The spoon is made of wood. The pottage is thick. It is made of peas. It is made of beans. It is made of onions. There is no meat. Meat is for feast days. Meat is for the Lord. He eats slowly. The pottage is hot. The pottage is filling. It warms his throat. It warms his stomach. He chews the soft beans. He tastes the salt. He scrapes the bottom of the bowl. He does not waste a drop. Waste is a sin. His wife sits across from him. She is eating her pottage. She is tired. She has spent the day spinning. She has spent the day grinding grain. She has spent the day carrying water. Her hands are rough. Her face is lined. They do not talk much. They share the silence. The silence is not empty. The silence is full of the day. The silence is full of the work. The silence is full of the winter. He looks at the fire. He watches the flames. The flames are orange. The flames are blue at the base. The fire is the heart of the home. Outside the night is black. The frost is growing on the window. The frost looks like white ferns. The wind beats against the door. The door is thick. The door is barred. The world outside is dangerous. The world inside is safe. The world inside is small. He takes a piece of bread. He uses it to clean his bowl. He eats the bread. He drinks a cup of ale. The ale is weak. The ale is sour. It is the drink of the peasant. It provides strength. It provides comfort. He sets the cup on the table. He moves to the hearth. He adds a large log to the fire. The log is oak. The log will burn for a long time. He watches the bark catch fire. The bark turns black. The bark curls. He feels the heat on his shins. He feels the heat on his hands. He is grateful for the wood. He looks at his clothing. The wool is worn. The wool is patched. He sees a hole in his sleeve. His wife will mend it tomorrow. She will use a bone needle. She will use wool thread. They take care of what they have. They have very little. They have enough. He thinks about the harvest. The harvest was good. The grain is in the bins. The straw is in the loft. The animals are fed. They will survive the winter. Survival is the goal. Survival is the victory. Every day is a step toward the spring. The fire begins to die down. The logs turn to embers. The embers are glowing red. The shadows in the room grow longer. The shadows move on the ceiling. The house is settling. The timber creaks. The thatch rustles. It is time to rest. He stands up. His body is heavy. His limbs are like lead. He walks to the straw pallet. He lies down. The straw is dry. The straw smells of the field. His wife lies beside him. They share the heavy wool blanket. They share the heat of their bodies. He listens to her breathing. It is slow. It is steady. He listens to the animals. The cow shifts her weight. The sheep huddle together. The cottage is full of breath. The cottage is full of life. The darkness is complete. The texture of the winter day. Morning comes again. The light is the same. The cold is the same. The man puts on his boots. The boots are stiff. The leather is frozen. He stamps his feet. He moves his toes. He goes to the door. The world is white. New snow has fallen. The snow is deep. The snow is soft. It covers the yard. It covers the path. It covers the world in a shroud. He takes the shovel. He begins to clear the way. The snow is light. He moves the snow to the side. The shovel makes a soft sound. Swoosh, swoosh. He clears a path to the barn. He clears a path to the well. He clears a path to the road. The air is very still. The snow muffles every sound. The world is a tomb of ice. He enters the barn. The smell of the animals is strong. The smell of the animals is warm. The cow looks at him. Her eyes are large. Her eyes are dark. He gives her a fork of hay. The hay is dry. The hay is dusty. The cow begins to chew. He counts the sheep. The sheep are all there. They are waiting for their grain. He spreads the grain on the floor. The sheep eat quickly. The sound of their teeth is like rain. He checks the water. The water is frozen. He uses a hammer to break the ice. He returns to the cottage. The day is a cycle of tasks. He mends a leather strap. He sharpens his knife. He carves a wooden spoon. The wood is birch. The wood is white. The shavings fall on the floor. They look like curls of snow. He works with care. He looks at the walls of the cottage. He sees the herbs hanging from the rafters. There is dried thyme. There is dried sage. There is dried lavender. They carry the scent of the summer. They are the medicine of the house. They are the flavor of the pot. He smells the sage. He remembers the sun. The sun is a memory. The winter is the reality. The winter is the season of waiting. He waits for the light. He waits for the green. But he does not complain. The winter is part of the law. The winter is the time of rest for the earth. He respects the rest. He goes to the wood pile. He takes an axe. The axe is heavy. The axe is sharp. He splits a log. The wood splits with a loud crack. The inside of the wood is clean. The inside of the wood is dry. He piles the pieces by the door. He will need them tonight. He looks at his hands. The skin is thick. The skin is dark. The knuckles are swollen. These are the hands of a laborer. These are the hands of a survivor. He is proud of his hands. They have built the house. They have cleared the field. They have fed the family. The afternoon is short. The light begins to fail. The wind starts to howl. The snow begins to drift. He returns to the cottage. He closes the door. He bars the door. The fire is low. He adds the new wood. The flames leap up. He sits on the bench. He watches his wife spin. The spinning wheel turns. Whir, whir. The wool becomes thread. The thread becomes cloth. The cloth becomes life. Everything is a process. Everything is a labor. He feels the exhaustion in his bones. It is a deep exhaustion. It is a quiet exhaustion. It is the exhaustion of the winter day. He drinks a bowl of soup. He eats a crust of bread. He looks at the shadows. He looks at the fire. He is ready for the night. The night is long. The night is cold. The night is the time of dreams. He dreams of the field. He dreams of the spade. He dreams of the sun. The dreams are gray. The dreams are slow. The dreams are the mind's labor. He sleeps. The endurance of the season. He pass. The snow remains. The ice remains. The man continues his routine. He wakes in the dark. He works in the gray. He sleeps in the black. The world does not change. The seasons do not hurry. Time is a slow river. He looks at the grain bin. The grain is lower. He measures the grain. There is enough for the month. There is enough for the next month. He must be careful. He must be frugal. He eats less. He works more. He endures. His clothing is thin. His cloak is heavy. He feels the wind through the weave. He feels the cold on his skin. He does not shiver. His body has forgotten how to shiver. His body has become like the stone. His body has become like the wood. He is a part of the landscape. He is a part of the winter. He goes to the forest. He gathers fallen branches. He carries them on his back. The wood is heavy. The wood is wet. He walks through the deep snow. His breath is a steady rhythm. His heart is a steady beat. He does not stop. He does not rest. He sees a deer in the trees. The deer is thin. The deer is looking for grass. The deer is a fellow survivor. The man does not hunt the deer. The deer belongs to the Lord. The deer is the property of the castle. The man looks at the deer. The deer looks at the man. They share the moment of the winter. He returns to the village. He sees the church. The church is made of stone. A steeple reaches for the gray sky. He enters the church. It is very cold inside. It is very quiet. He kneels on the stone floor. He says a prayer. He prays for the spring. He prays for the health of his wife. He prays for the safety of his animals. He prays for the mercy of the Lord. The church is a place of hope. The church is a place of endurance. He leaves the church. The light is fading. The day is ending. The winter continues. He walks to the field. The field is still frozen. The earth is still closed. But he sees a change. The snow is melting in the sun. The ice is cracking in the stream. The water is moving. The water is singing. The winter is breaking. The spring is coming. He feels a stir in his heart. It is a small stir. It is a quiet joy. He thinks of the seeds. He thinks of the plow. He thinks of the green. The work will change. The labor will increase. The life will renew. He is ready. He returns to the cottage. He tells his wife of the water. She smiles. She continues to spin. The wheel turns whir whir. The thread is long. The night is short. The fire is bright. They eat their meal. They watch the fire. They listen to the wind. The wind is warmer. The wind is softer. The winter is a memory. The spring is a promise. They lie down to rest. The straw is soft. The blanket is warm. He closes his eyes. He feels the peace. He feels the endurance. He has survived. The village has survived. The world has survived. The morning will bring the light. The morning will bring the work. He sleeps. The light is still thin. The man walks to the shed. The shed is built against the side of the house. The shed is made of rough planks. The planks are gray from the rain. The planks are silver from the frost. He pulls the wooden latch. The door opens with a slow scrape. The air inside the shed is dry. The air smells of old earth. The air smells of dried leather. He sees his tools. They hang on the wall. He sees the scythe. The blade is long. The blade is curved. He sees the pitchfork. The tines are iron. The handle is ash. He sits on a low stool. The stool has 3 legs. The stool is sturdy. He picks up a whetstone. The stone is smooth. The stone is heavy. He takes the scythe from the wall. He begins to sharpen the blade. The sound is a steady slide. Slide, slide. He moves the stone along the edge. He looks at the iron. He looks at the light on the metal. The metal is cold. The work is quiet. He does not hurry. The harvest is months away. But the tool must be ready. The tool must be sharp. He sets the stone down. He feels the edge with his thumb. The edge is fine. The edge is true. He hangs the scythe back on its peg. He picks up a harness. The harness is made of leather straps. The leather is dry. The leather is stiff. He takes a small pot of fat. He rubs the fat into the leather. He uses his fingers. The heat of his hands melts the grease. The leather turns dark. The leather becomes soft. He works the grease into the seams. He works the grease into the buckles. The harness must not break in the field. The harness must be strong for the horse. He moves his hands in circles. The shed is quiet. The only sound is the wind outside. The wind hits the planks. The wind whistles through the gaps. He does not look up. He focuses on the leather. He focuses on the grease. He feels the texture of the straps. The task is a quiet endurance. He finishes the harness. He wipes his hands on a rag. The rag is stained. The rag is old. He looks at the floor of the shed. There are wood shavings. There are bits of straw. He takes a broom made of twigs. He sweeps the floor. The broom makes a scratching sound. He gathers the waste into a pile. He moves the pile to the door. He pushes the waste into the snow. The snow absorbs the dust. The shed is clean. The tools are ready. The harness is supple. He steps out into the cold. He closes the shed door. He bars the door. He looks at his hands. They are stained with grease. They are stained with dirt. He rubs them together. He feels the warmth return. He walks back toward the house. The snow crunches under his boots. The rhythm is the same. The pace is the same. The day is the same. The gathering of the forest fuel. The man walks toward the edge of the woods. The trees are far from the house. The path is hidden by the drifts. He carries a length of rope. He carries a small hand axe. The axe is tucked into his belt. The iron is cold against his hip. He moves slowly through the white. The forest is a place of shadows. The trees are oak and elm. The bark is dark and wet. The branches hold the snow. Sometimes the snow falls from a high limb. It makes a soft thud. It creates a cloud of white dust. The man reaches the first group of trees. He looks for the dead wood. He does not cut the living trees. The living trees are for the Lord. He looks for the branches the wind has broken. He looks for the wood that has fallen. He finds a large branch of oak. The wood is heavy. The wood is solid. He uses his axe to trim the twigs. The axe hits the wood with a dull sound. Thud, thud. He finds another branch. This one is birch. The bark is white and papery. Birch burns fast. Birch gives a bright light. He cuts the birch into lengths. He works with a steady motion. His arms move up and down. He feels the sweat on his brow. The sweat is cold. The air is freezing. He does not stop to rest. He must gather enough for the sled. He lays the rope on the snow. He places the wood across the rope. He stacks the oak. He stacks the birch. He stacks the elm. He pulls the rope tight. He ties a knot. The knot is firm. He loops the rope over his shoulder. He leans forward. He pulls the bundle. The wood resists at first. Then the bundle slides on the snow. The snow is a smooth floor. The bundle makes a shushing sound. He walks back toward the village. The load is heavy on his back. The rope bites into his tunic. He feels the strain in his thighs. He feels the breath in his lungs. He counts his steps. He focuses on the tracks in front of him. The sky is a flat gray. The light is beginning to fade. The trees behind him become a wall of black. He sees the first cottage. The smoke is rising from the roof. He smells the peat fire. He smells the evening. He reaches his own yard. He unties the rope. The wood falls in a heap. He will split it tomorrow. He will stack it against the wall. The wall will be a shield of fuel. The wall will keep the house warm. He picks up the rope. He shakes the snow from the hemp. He coils the rope. He hangs the rope in the shed. He stands in the yard for a moment. He looks at the forest. The forest is silent. The forest is deep. He has taken what he needs. The earth has provided the heat. He is a man of the woods. He is a man of the hearth. The man sits by the table. The table is a slab of wood. The surface is scarred by knives. The surface is smooth from hands. He holds a piece of ash wood. He holds a small carving knife. The blade is short. The blade is very sharp. He is making a handle for a tool. He slices a thin shaving. The shaving curls. The shaving falls to the floor. The wood is hard. The grain is straight. He works the wood slowly. He follows the shape of his hand. The handle must fit the grip. The handle must be comfortable for the work. He carves a little more. His wife is near the fire. She is mending a wool sack. The sack is used for grain. The sack has many holes. She uses a large needle. She pulls the thread tight. The sound of the needle is soft. The sound of the knife is soft. The room is full of small sounds. The fire is the only light. It makes the shadows move on the beams. The beams are dark with soot. The man looks at the wood in his hand. He turns it over. He checks the balance. He smooths a rough spot. The work is a quiet meditation. The work occupies the mind. In the winter, the mind can be heavy. The mind can worry about the grain. The mind can worry about the cold. But the work keeps the worry away. The carving is a small task. The mending is a small task. Many small tasks make the day. Many small tasks make the season. He takes another shaving. The shavings smell of the tree. The shavings smell of the earth. The floor is covered in them. They will be swept into the fire later. They will become heat. Nothing is wasted in the cottage. Nothing is thrown away. Everything has a cycle. Everything has a place. He sets the knife down. He rubs the handle with a piece of leather. The friction makes the wood warm. The wood begins to shine. The grain of the ash is beautiful. It is a simple beauty. It is a functional beauty. He fits the handle to the iron head of a hammer. The fit is tight. The tool is whole. He sets the hammer on the table. He looks at his wife. She has finished the sack. She folds the wool. She sets it on a chest. The chest is the only furniture besides the bed. The chest holds the blankets. The chest holds the history of the house. They look at the fire together. The logs are turning to white ash. The core of the fire is a deep red. It is a steady glow. It is a reliable glow. The man feels the weight of his limbs. The warmth makes him sleepy. The work of the day is settling in his muscles. The room is peaceful. The house is a cocoon. He stands up to check the door. He feels the wood of the bar. He feels the latch. The house is secure. The family is safe. The winter is outside. He returns to the pallet. The maintenance of the winter wells. The morning brings a harder frost. The man goes to the well in the square. The well is the center of the village life. The stone rim is covered in white ice. The ice is thick as a finger. He carries an iron bar. He carries a wooden bucket. The bucket is empty and light. He looks down into the well. The water is far below. The surface of the water is a sheet of ice. The ice is dark. The ice is solid. He raises the iron bar. He lets it fall into the well. The sound is a sharp crack. The sound echoes in the stone shaft. He pulls the bar back up on a rope. He drops it again. He breaks the ice into pieces. He hears the splash of the water. The water is cold and heavy. He lowers the bucket. The bucket tips. The bucket fills. He pulls the rope with a steady rhythm. The rope is wet. The rope freezes in his hands. His mittens become stiff with ice. He does not stop. The animals need the water. The village depends on the well. He fills a second bucket, he fills a third. Other men arrive at the well. They carry their own buckets. They carry their own bars. They nod to each other. The nods are short. The greeting is a low grunt. It is a community of the cold. It is a brotherhood of the task. They work in a line. They move with a shared pace. The man carries his buckets back to the house. He walks with a wide stance. He balances the weight. The water sloshes. Small drops fall on the snow. They freeze instantly. They become tiny pearls of ice. He reaches his door. He pours the water into a large clay jar. The jar is kept near the hearth. The jar is the reservoir of the house. The water will last for the day. He returns to the well once more. He brings water for the cow. The cow waits by the trough. The cow drinks with a long sound. He watches the steam rise from her nose. The cow is satisfied. He clears the ice from the trough. The ice is piled against the barn wall. The chores are never finished. The chores are a circle. Water, wood, grain, fire. The circle keeps the world moving. He stands in the center of the village. He looks at the houses. They are all the same. They are all breathing smoke. They are all enduring the frost. The sun is a pale disk in the sky. It gives no heat. It only marks the time. He turns back to his chores. He picks up a pitchfork. He moves the straw in the barn. He keeps the bedding dry. He keeps the animals clean. The work is monotonous. The work is grounding. It is a life of physical truth. It is a life of steady effort. The long watch for the spring. The man stands at the window. The window is a small opening. It is covered with a thin animal skin. The skin lets in a yellow light. The skin keeps out the wind. He listens to the world outside. He hears the crows in the field. The crows are the only birds that stay. The winter has been long. The days have been gray. The nights have been black. But he feels a shift in the air. The wind is no longer a knife. The wind is a heavy dampness. He looks at the eaves of the roof. He sees a drip of water. The ice is beginning to weep. This is the time of greatest hunger. The grain is almost gone. The hay is a small pile. The family is thin. The animals are thin. But the endurance is still there. The patience is still there. They have survived the hardest part. They have outlasted the deep frost. He goes to the barn. He looks at the seeds for the planting. They are kept in a dry box. They are the hope of the year. He feels the potential in the husks. Soon the earth will be soft. Soon the spade will turn the dirt. Soon the labor will change its shape. He returns to the cottage. He sits by the fire. The fire is smaller now. The wood is being saved. He watches the glow. He thinks of the sun. He thinks of the first green shoots. He thinks of the smell of the rain. The cycle is turning. The wheel is moving. His wife is cooking the last of the peas. The smell is the same. The taste will be the same. But the heart is lighter. They have made it through the dark. They have held the warmth. The quiet endurance has won. The winter is a mountain they have climbed. The valley of the spring is below. He looks at his hands one more time. The calluses are thick. The skin is stained. They are the tools of his survival. They are ready for the plow. They are ready for the seed. He feels a deep sense of peace. The peace of the long watch. The peace of the steady life. The night falls over the village. It is a soft night. It is a quiet night. The man lies down on the straw. He pulls the blanket over his shoulders. He hears the drip from the roof. Drip, drip. The sound is a clock. The sound is a promise. He closes his eyes. The darkness is a comfort. The exhaustion is a relief. He dreams of the open field. He dreams of the warm wind. He dreams of the growth. The winter is over in his mind. The life goes on. The air carries a new weight today. The man walks to the back of the shed. He looks at the plow. The plow is made of heavy oak. The plow has a share of iron. The iron is dull and brown with rust. Winter has lived on the metal for many months. The man takes a cloth and a stone. He kneels on the dirt floor. He begins to rub the iron share. He moves the stone in long circles. The sound is a low scrape. 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 He removes the rust of the winter. He reveals the dark metal beneath. The metal is cold to his touch. He does not stop until the surface is smooth. He does not stop until the metal is clean. He checks the wooden frame. He looks for cracks in the beam. He looks for rot in the handles. The wood is dry and silver. He runs his hand over the grain. He finds a loose peg. The peg is made of ash. He takes a mallet. He taps the peg into place. Thud, thud. The plow is a heavy tool. The plow is a simple tool. It has been used by his father. It has been used by his grandfather. It is a tool of the long history. He takes a pot of tallow. He rubs the tallow onto the wood. The wood drinks the fat. The wood becomes dark and rich. This will protect the plow from the damp earth. He stands and looks at the yoke. The yoke is the piece that binds the oxen. It is a heavy curve of timber. He inspects the leather loops. He ensures the hide is not brittle. Everything must be ready for the first thaw. The earth is still hard today, but the earth will soften tomorrow, or perhaps the day after tomorrow. He works as if the day is now. He cleans the workspace. He puts the tallow away. He hangs the cloth on a peg. He looks at the plow one last time. It sits in the shadows of the shed. It is a silent servant. It is waiting for the mud. It is waiting for the muscle. He steps out into the gray light. The work of the tool is done. The sorting of the last stores. The man enters the storage pit. The pit is dug into the floor of the cottage. It is covered by heavy wooden planks. He lifts the planks one by one. The air from the pit is cool. The air from the pit smells of soil. He looks at the baskets. He looks at the sacks. This is the end of the winter food. He picks up a turnip. The turnip is soft. He sets it aside for the animals. He picks up another turnip. This one is firm. He puts it in the kitchen basket. He sorts the vegetables with a slow hand. He looks for the sprouts. He looks for the rot. He values every piece of the earth. He opens a small sack of grain. The grain is for the pottage. He feels the seeds with his fingers. The seeds are dry. The seeds are small. He measures the grain into a bowl. He knows exactly how much is left. He knows the count of the days. He knows the hunger of the belly. He is a man of careful measure. In the corner of the pit are the seed potatoes. They are small and wrinkled. The eyes are the start of the new life. He handles them with great care. He does not want to break the sprouts. These are not for eating. These are for the ground. These are the bridge to the next year. He covers them with a dry cloth. He finds a jar of dried herbs. He smells the dried mint. The scent is a ghost of the garden. He finds a small bundle of salted leeks. They are tough and gray. They will be soaked in the pot. They will provide the salt for the meal. He organizes the baskets. He makes the inventory of survival. The pit is nearly empty. He replaces the wooden planks. He steps on them to settle the wood. The floor is solid again. The stores are low, but sufficient. The man feels the weight of the responsibility. He is the keeper of the life. He is the guard of the food. He watches the fire in the hearth. He waits for the first green of the forest. He waits for the end of the dry meal. The man walks to the edge of the yard. The fence is made of woven branches. The fence is called a wattle. The winter wind has pushed the stakes. The heavy snow has broken the weave. He carries a bundle of willow sticks. The sticks are flexible and long. He carries a heavy wooden maul. He finds a stake that is leaning. The stake is pointed at the bottom. He clears the snow from the base. He clears the ice from the dirt. He holds the stake upright. He strikes the top with the maul. Thump, thump. The sound is solid. The stake sinks into the cold ground. He takes the willow sticks. He weaves them between the stakes. He goes over one. He goes under the next. He pushes the weave down with his foot. The fence becomes tight. The fence becomes strong. This will keep the sheep in the yard. This will keep the wolves in the forest. The work is repetitive and slow. His hands are bare for the weaving. The bark is smooth and brown. He feels the strength of the wood. He feels the resistance of the weave. He moves along the line of the yard. He fixes a hole near the barn. He replaces a broken rail near the road. The fence is a boundary. The fence is a protection. He stops to look at the horizon. The sky is a pale wash of blue. The clouds are moving faster today. The air does not bite his skin. The air is heavy with the scent of melting. He returns to the weaving. Over and under and over. His fingers move with the memory of the task. He has made this fence many times. He reaches the end of the bundle. The fence is whole again. The yard is secure once more. He gathers his tools. He wipes the mud from the maul. He looks at the straight line of the wattle. It is a simple work. It is a necessary work. The man is satisfied with the wall of sticks. He walks back to the cottage door. The care of the winter tools. The man sits on the floor of the barn. The light comes through the gaps in the wood. The light is full of dancing dust. He has his whetstone. He has his oil. He has his small tools of iron. He has the wood axe. He has the billhook. He has the hand sickle. He takes the wood axe first. The edge has a small nick. The nick came from a frozen knot. He works the stone against the metal. The sound is a rhythmic hiss. Hiss, hiss. He removes the nick. He restores the curve of the blade. He oils the iron to keep it dark. He takes the billhook. The billhook is for the hedging. The billhook is for the brush. He sharpens the inside of the curve. He follows the shape of the hook. The work requires a steady eye. The work requires a calm hand. He does not rush the stone. He lets the stone do the work. The metal becomes bright and sharp. He checks the wooden handles. He looks for the splinters. He uses a piece of rough stone to sand the wood. He rubs the wood with a bit of wax. The handles become smooth. The handles become kind to the palm. A tool must be an extension of the arm. A tool must not cause a wound. He is a man of careful maintenance. He values the objects that help him live. He lines the tools up on a bench. The iron heads are clean. The wooden handles are polished. They are ready for the labor of the spring. They are ready for the cutting. They are ready for the clearing. The winter is the time of the stone. The summer is the time of the edge. He puts the whetstone in his pouch. He closes the barn door. The sun is low in the sky. The shadows of the tools are long. The man feels the peace of the order. Everything is in its place. Everything is ready for the change. He walks to the hearth for the evening. He feels the strength of his arms. He feels the readiness of his mind. The tools are sharp. The man is prepared. The final watch of the white season. The man stands in the middle of the field. The snow is almost gone. The ground is a patchwork of white and brown. The brown is the mud. The mud is the sign of the thaw. He can hear the water running in the ditches. The water is loud. The water is busy. The winter is losing its grip. He looks at the cottage. The smoke is still rising. The fire is still needed. But the nights are getting shorter. The light stays longer in the sky. He can see the buds on the willow. The buds are small and gray. The buds are the first promise of the leaf. The man breathes deeply. The air is cold, but it is not frozen. He walks to the stream. The ice is a thin shell at the edges. The center is a rush of dark water. The water carries the winter away. The water carries the ice to the river. He sees a small bird in the reeds. The bird is looking for a seed. The bird is a singer of the morning. The man watches the bird. The bird is the messenger of the change. He thinks of the work to come, the plowing of the field, the tending of the garden, the days of the long sweat, the days of the high sun. He is not afraid of the labor. He welcomes the heat. He has endured the cold. He has outlasted the gray. He returns to the cottage. He sits on the stone step. The stone is not as cold as it was. He looks at the mud on his boots. The mud is a beautiful thing. The mud is the proof of the life. The mud is the beginning of the bread. He waits for the sun to set. The sky is a soft orange. The sky is a quiet violet. His wife comes to the door. She looks at the field. She looks at the sky. She does not speak. They stand together in the twilight. The winter is behind them. The spring is before them. The endurance has been rewarded. The routine is their strength. The quiet life continues. The first star appears in the east. The star is bright. The star is steady. The man goes inside. He bars the door for the last time of the season. The fire is a warm glow. The soup is a steady steam. He is a peasant of the earth. He is a man of the quiet years. He is at peace. The man walks to the edge of the large field. The snow has left the high ground. The earth is exposed to the air. The dirt is dark and saturated with water. He kneels down to touch the soil. The soil is no longer like iron. The soil is heavy and soft. He takes a handful of the earth. He squeezes his hand shut. The mud oozes between his fingers. It is the color of deep oak. It carries the scent of the coming year. He opens his hand. The dirt stays in a solid clump. The frost is still deep inside the ground. He knows the center is still cold. He knows the plow must wait a few more days. He drops the clump back to the ground. He wipes his hand on his woolen hosen. He looks at the drainage ditch. The ditch is full of dead leaves. The ditch is full of broken twigs. The water is moving slowly through the debris. He takes a wooden rake. He begins to pull the leaves from the water. The rake makes a wet sound in the mud. He clears the path for the water. He wants the field to dry in the sun. The sun is higher in the sky today. It feels thin on his back, but it is a constant presence. The birds are moving in the hedgerow. They are chirping in the brambles. They are looking for bits of straw. They are looking for bits of wool. The man watches a robin. The robin is bold. The robin hops near his boots. He continues to rake the ditch. He clears 20 paces of the channel. He clears 30 paces of the channel. The water begins to flow faster. The water clears its own path. He stands and stretches his spine. The work of the spring is starting. The work of the muscle is returning. He carries the rake back to the barn. The earth is waking up. The inventory of the sacks. The man enters the dry loft of the barn. The loft is where the sacks are kept. The air is dusty and smells of grain. He looks at the weave of the cloth. The cloth is heavy linen. The cloth is strong and gray. He checks each sack for the bite of a mouse. He checks each sack for the rot of the damp. He finds a sack with a small tear. He sets it aside for the needle. He finds a sack that is perfect. He folds it neatly on the floor. These sacks will hold the seed for the field. These sacks will hold the harvest in the autumn. He treats the fabric with respect. The fabric is the fruit of the loom. The fabric is the labor of the winter. He makes a pile of 10 sacks. He looks at the rafters of the barn. He sees the dried bundles of flax. The flax is waiting to be processed. The flax is a winter reserve. He touches the stems of the plants. They are brittle and dry. He thinks of the spinning wheel. He thinks of the thread. Everything in the barn has a purpose. Everything in the barn is a part of the cycle. He moves to the grain chest. He lifts the heavy lid. It is golden in the dim light. He runs his hand through the grain. It feels like cool water on his skin. It is dry and clean. There is enough to cover the whole field. There is enough to feed the family until the first greens. He closes the lid with a soft thud. He descends the ladder from the loft. The wood of the ladder is smooth. The rungs are worn by his feet. He stands on the dirt floor of the barn. He looks at the empty spaces. Soon the barn will be busy. Soon the barn will be full of the sounds of life. He walks to the door. He looks out at the yard. The day is steady and calm. The man sits on the stone step of the cottage. The sun is hitting the wood of the door. He has his boots in his lap. The leather of the soles is thin. The leather of the sides is cracked. He has a piece of thick cowhide. He has a sharp awl and a waxed thread. He begins to cut a patch for the heel. He follows the shape of the boot. He places the patch over the hole. He uses the awl to pierce the hide. The awl makes a small popping sound. He pushes the needle through the hole. The thread is coated in dark beeswax. The wax makes the thread slide. The wax makes the stitch waterproof. He pulls the thread tight with his teeth. He feels the strength of the fiber. He makes another hole with the awl. He makes another stitch with the needle. His fingers are strong. His fingers are steady. A man is only as good as his feet. If the boots fail, the man fails. He works with a focus on the seam. He wants the patch to last for the season. He finishes the heel of the left boot. He starts on the toe of the right boot. The leather is stiff from the winter. He rubs a bit of oil into the cracks. The oil makes the leather dark. The oil makes the leather soft. He works the oil in with his thumb. The boot begins to look healthy again. He stitches the second patch into place. The rhythm of the awl is constant. He puts the boots on his feet. He stands up on the dirt of the yard. He stamps his heels. The boots feel solid. The boots feel warm. He walks to the well and back. The leather does not pinch. The patches do not move. He is satisfied with the repair. He puts away the awl and the hide. The preparation of the kitchen garden. The woman walks to the small plot near the door. The plot is the kitchen garden. It is surrounded by a low stone wall. The wall is covered in green moss. The earth in the garden is light. The earth in the garden is rich with ash. She takes a small hand fork. She begins to turn the top layer of soil. She looks for the weeds. She looks for the stones. She pulls a long root of chickweed. She tosses it over the wall. The garden is where the onions grow. The garden is where the leeks grow. The garden is where the herbs live. She works on her knees. The sun is warm on her neck. She finds a small sprout of chives. The chives are the first green of the yard. They are thin as a needle. They are bright as an emerald. She clears the dead grass from around them. She gives them space to breathe. She moves to the corner of the plot. She prepares the rows for the peas. She uses a piece of string to keep the lines straight. The garden is a small world. The garden is a place of detail. She knows every inch of the soil. She knows where the sun hits the wall. She knows where the water settles. She takes a bag of dried seeds. She drops them into the shallow trench. She covers them with a thin layer of dirt. She pats the dirt with her palm. The seeds are home. She stands and looks at her work. The rows are neat. The soil is clean. The garden is ready for the rain. She wipes her hands on her apron. The apron is made of heavy hemp. The dirt leaves a dark stain. She does not mind the stain. She enters the cottage to tend the fire. The sharpening of the sewing bag hook. The man is back in the shed. He is looking at the sewing bag. The bag is a large basket of wicker. It has a wide strap for the shoulder. It has a hook of iron to hold the weight. The hook is blunt. The hook is covered in a layer of old scale. He takes a small file of steel. He begins to file the point of the hook. The sound is a high-pitched rasp. Rasp, rasp. He removes the blunt tip. He creates a sharp angle. The hook must go easily into the basket. The hook must hold the weight of the grain. He works with the file for many minutes. The iron becomes bright at the point. He checks the wicker of the bag. He looks for broken strands. He weaves a new piece of willow into the side. The basket is strong. The basket is light. He tests the shoulder strap. The strap is a wide band of woven wool. It is thick, so it does not cut the skin. It is soft, so it does not chafe the bone. He is a man who prepares for the burden. He puts the bag on his shoulder. He walks around the shed. He feels the weight of the empty basket. He imagines the weight of the seed. His body remembers the swing of the arm. His body remembers the step of the foot. The sowing is a dance of the field. The sowing is a rhythm of the hand. He is satisfied with the bag. He sets it on a high shelf. He cleans the file with a brush. He puts the file in a wooden box. He looks at the light in the doorway. The afternoon is long and quiet. The village is still. The only sound is a distant hammer. The only sound is the wind in the thatch. He steps out into the yard. The day is moving toward the evening. The season is moving toward the work. The cleaning of the hearthstone. The woman kneels by the fire. The fire is low today. The fire is just a few glowing coals. She takes a small shovel. She removes the cold ash from the edges. She puts the ash in a wooden pail. The ash will be used for the laundry. The ash will be used for the soap. She clears the stone floor of the hearth. The stone is a large slab of gray granite. It is stained black by the smoke. It is worn smooth by the heat. She takes a stiff brush. She takes a bucket of water. She begins to scrub the stone. The water turns gray. The water bubbles on the warm surface. She removes the grease of the winter cooking. She removes the soot of the winter nights. The stone begins to show its color. The stone is speckled with white. The stone is solid and deep. She wipes the stone with a dry cloth. The cloth is made of old linen. The stone dries quickly in the warmth. She lays a new bed of kindling. She uses small twigs of birch. She uses dry shavings of oak. The fire is ready to grow. She looks at the chimney. She sees the layer of creosote. She takes a long pole with a bunch of holly. She pushes the holly up the flue. The soot falls into the hearth. She cleans the mess with her shovel. The chimney is clear. The draft will be strong. The fire will burn bright and clean. She stands and looks at the room. The hearth is the center of the house. The hearth is the source of the life. A clean hearth brings a good year. A clean hearth brings a warm heart. She adds a large log to the fire. The wood catches the flame. The room begins to glow. She feels the peace of the clean house. She begins to prepare the evening meal. The inspection of the grain cart. The man walks to the side of the barn. The grain cart is kept under a lean-to roof. The cart has 2 large wheels of wood. The wheels are bound with hoops of iron. The man looks at the axle. He looks at the spokes. The wood has dried in the winter air. The wood has shrunk away from the iron. He takes a bucket of water. He pours the water over the wheels. He wants the wood to swell. He listens to the wood soak up the moisture. He looks at the bed of the cart. The planks are thick oak. They are held together with iron bolts. He checks the bolts for tightness. He uses a heavy wrench to turn the nuts. The cart is the carrier of the wealth. The cart brings the grain to the mill. The cart brings the hay to the loft. He greases the axle with hog fat. He works the grease into the hub. He turns the wheel by hand. The wheel moves with a slow groan. The wheel moves with a steady circle. The cart is ready for the road. The cart is ready for the weight. He checks the shafts of the cart. The shafts are where the horse is harnessed. The wood is smooth and straight. He looks for cracks near the iron pins. The pins are secure. The pins are strong. He wipes the dust from the cart bed. He removes the old straw. The cart is clean. The cart is sound. He stands back and looks at the machine. It is a simple machine. It has served his family for many seasons. It will serve him for many more. He covers the cart with a piece of heavy canvas. The canvas will keep the rain away. The canvas will keep the birds away. He walks back to the yard. The tools of the harvest are waiting. The sorting of the wool fleece. The woman sits on the floor of the cottage. She has a large pile of raw wool. The wool came from the shearing of the sheep. The wool is greasy with lanolin. The wool is full of bits of straw. She begins to sort the wool into piles. She looks for the long fibers. She looks for the softest locks. The long fibers are for the warp. The soft locks are for the weft. The dirty wool is for the felt. She pulls the wool apart with her fingers. She removes the burrs and the sticks. The smell of the sheep is strong in the room. It is a smell of the hills. It is a smell of the rain. Her hands become soft from the oil. Her skin becomes shiny in the firelight. She uses a pair of wooden combs. The combs have long teeth of iron. She pulls the wool through the teeth. The fibers become straight. The fibers become smooth. This is the combing of the wool. It is slow and dusty work. She makes a small cloud of fluff. She gathers the combed wool into a roll. The roll is called a rollag. The rollag is ready for spinning. The rollag is light as a cloud. She places the rollags in a wicker basket. She has enough for a whole day of spinning. She has enough for a new pair of stockings. The wool is the warmth of the family. The wool is the protection against the wind. She works until the pile is gone. She works until the basket is full. She stands and shakes her skirts. The bits of straw fall to the floor. She sweeps them into the hearth. The oil from the wool stays on her hands. She likes the feeling of the oil. It protects her skin from the lye. It protects her skin from the cold. She picks up her spinning wheel. She sets it near the light of the window. The thread is waiting to be born. The observation of the moon. The man stands in the yard at night. The air is still and very cold. The stars are sharp in the black sky. He looks at the moon. The moon is a thin silver crescent. The moon is the new moon. The new moon is the time for the planting. The elders say the moon pulls the water. The elders say the moon wakes the seed. He watches the position of the moon. It sits low in the west. It is cradled by the stars. He looks at the wind vane on the barn. The vane is pointing to the south. A south wind brings the warm rain. A south wind brings the soft earth. The signs are good for the weak. The signs are ready for the plow. He listens to the sounds of the night. He hears the owl in the woods. He hears the fox in the distance. The world is alive in the dark. The world is moving in its sleep. He feels a deep connection to the dirt. He is a man of the middle ground. He is a man of the balance. He thinks of the generations before him. They looked at the same moon. They followed the same stars. They waited for the same signs. The cycle is older than the stone. The cycle is deeper than the well. He is a link in a long chain. He is a keeper of the ancient knowledge. The moon is his clock. The moon is his guide. He breathes in the night air. It smells of the frost and the pine. He feels the cold in his lungs. He is not tired yet. He is full of the anticipation of the spring. The work is close now. The sleep will be short tonight. He turns and enters the cottage. He bars the door and moves to the hearth. The moon stays in the sky. The first turning of the furrow. The morning is clear and bright. The man leads the oxen to the field. The oxen are slow and heavy. They breathe clouds of steam into the air. The man carries the plow on his shoulder. He sets the plow at the corner of the field. He hitches the oxen to the yoke. He checks the chains. He checks the leather. He takes the handles of the plow in his hands. He shouts a command to the team. The oxen lean into the weight. The chains become tight. The iron share bites into the earth. The first furrow opens. The dirt rolls over like a dark wave. The smell of the fresh earth is powerful. It is the smell of the beginning. The man pushes down on the handles. He keeps the line straight. He follows the edge of the ditch. The plow moves with a steady hiss. The earth resists the metal. The metal wins the struggle. He walks behind the plow. His feet sink into the soft dirt. He feels the power of the oxen. He feels the strength of the oak. He reaches the end of the field. He turns the team with a whistle. He starts the second row. The earth is being turned to the sun. The earth is being opened to the light. He works row after row. He does not look ahead. He looks at the point of the iron. The work is a narrow focus. They sit at the table in the twilight. They eat the meal with a slow hunger. They do not need to speak. The work speaks for them. The turned earth speaks for them. The long winter has been survived. The new cycle has been started. The man looks at his hands. They are covered in the black dirt of the field. He does not wash them yet. The dirt is a badge of the day. The dirt is a promise of the bread. The fire burns low in the hearth. The shadows are soft on the walls. The house is full of the peace of the laborer. The house is full of the rest of the survivor. They move to the straw pallet. The straw is fresh and dry. The man closes his eyes. He feels the earth beneath the house. He feels the moon in the sky. Everything is in its place. The silence of the night returns. The village is at rest. The forest is at rest. The fields are waiting for the sun. The man drifts into a deep sleep. It is a sleep without dreams. The winter is a memory. The life is a steady stream. The end is the beginning.